Years later, when this period of internment was remembered by the people who were actually there, they saw it in two distinct periods, before the box and after the box.
Before the box, the terrorists controlled the vice president's home. The hostages, even when not being directly threatened, mulled over the inevitability of their own deaths. Even if by some stroke of great good fortune no one shot them in their sleep, they now understood exactly what was in the cards, be it before their release or after. They would each and every one of them die. Surely they had always known this, but now death came and sat on their chests at night, peered cold and hungry into their eyes. The world was a dangerous place. Notions of personal safety were a fairy story told to children at bedtime. All anyone had to do was turn the wrong corner and everything would be gone. They thought about the senseless death of the first accompanist. They missed him, and yet look how simply, how brilliantly he had been replaced. They missed their daughters and their wives. They were alive in this house, but what difference did it make? Death was already sucking the air from the bottom of their lungs. It left them weak and listless. But after Messner brought the box into the house, everything changed. The terrorists continued to block the doors and carry guns, but now Roxanne Koss was in charge. She started the morning at 6 o'clock because she woke up when the light came in through her window, and when she woke up, she wanted to work. At 7:15, the scales began. On the first morning, there were still people sleeping. Pietro Genovese was sleeping beneath the piano, and when the chords were struck, he thought he was hearing the bells of St. Peter's. None of that mattered. It was now time for work. Too much time had been spent weeping on the sofa or staring out the window. Now there was music and an accompanist. Roxanne Koss had risked her voice on Gianna Sicchi and found that her voice was still there. "We're rotting," she had told Mr. Hasawaka through gin only the days before. "All of us. I've had enough of it. If anyone is going to shoot me, they will have to shoot me while I'm singing." In this way, Mr. Hasawaka knew she would be safe, as no one could shoot her while she sang. By extension, they were all safe, so they pressed in close to the piano to listen. Roxanne Koss sang rigorously for 3 hours in the morning and sometimes sang again in the late afternoon before dinner, if her voice felt strong. And for those hours, no one gave a single thought to their death. They thought about her singing and about the song, the sweet radiance of her upper register. Soon enough, the days were divided into 3 states: the anticipation of her singing, the pleasure of her singing, and the reflection on her singing. If the power had shifted away from them, the generals didn't seem to mind. The utter hopelessness of their mission seemed less overpowering to them now, and many nights they slept almost in peace. Among themselves, they spoke as if the singing had been part of their plan. It calmed the hostages. It focused the soldiers. It also had the remarkable effect of quelling the racket that came from the other side of the wall. It was a daily concert the generals had arranged, or so they had come to believe, a gift to the people, a diversion to the military. They had kidnapped her for a reason, after all.
"We will make her sing more.
We will tell her what to sing. She should sing in Spanish. This Italian, it's not what we stand for. And besides, she could be singing out messages."
But General Benjamin, despite his occasional participation in the delusions at hand, knew that whatever they got from Roxanne Koss was something to be grateful for.
"I don't think we should ask." "We won't be asking. We will be telling."
General Benjamin waited a moment. She was singing now, and he let the sound of her voice wash over him while he sought a way to explain. "Isn't it obvious?" he wanted to say to his friends. "Can't you hear that?"
Music is different, I believe. That's what I understand. We have set this up exactly right. But if we start to push, we could wind up with nothing.
We stick a gun to her head, she'll sing all day long.
Try it first with a bird. Like our soprano, they don't have enough to understand about authority. The bird doesn't know enough to be afraid, and the person holding the gun could end up looking like a lunatic.